Alright guys, so today we're replacing the handle here on my Still 039, and then we'll just get a quick once over to see if there's anything else that needs to be replaced. So there's a few ways you can do it. Replace a handle. This is just my way. So first thing you want to do is start by taking, if you have 4 bolts, you got to take these 4 bolts out here. I only have 2, so I got to take 2 bolts out. Alright, so once you get your bolts out, then this should come right off. And as you can see here, my string ripped last time I was using it. So if you wanted, you can go ahead and you can get brand new string and replace the whole thing, or you can just do what I'm going to do and just wrap it around a few times and then reuse the old one. So before you want to wrap it around, you want to feed your string through there. That way you'll have some room to play with. And then take your old handle. So mine still has the string stuck inside there, so we gotta fish that out. There it goes. Then you're gonna take your old string. And mine's a little frayed, which you can burn them if you can't get it to go. We're going to try to get it to go first. I don't think it's going to though. Oh. There it goes. And then pretty much from here you just want to tie a knot. A couple knots. So get one, and then you want the other knot to be right on top of that same knot you did. So there you go, it's right on top of the same knot. Pull it into here. So get a few pulls, it's not going to come out. I always leave like a little bit of a tail on it, that way if it does loosen a little bit, it'll still have time to grab on it. So now that you got your handle back on there, you can see that the string is hanging too far down. So what you want to do is reach in here, grab your string, and you can wrap this around a few times here. Probably do like 3 times. And now you have tension back on there, which should allow you to start the saw. Right? And if it's not enough, you can wrap it around again, but you don't want it too tight. You want it to be tight enough. And one thing too, by doing it this way, you are obviously shortening the string. So next time you go to start it, you're not going to have that full range of motion that you had previously, so it'll feel a little different to you, but it's pretty much because you obviously lost some string. So now that that's replaced, I'm going to go ahead and just take a look at the rest of the saw and see if there's anything else that needs to be done. So typically, I'll probably air filter off. This one is a little dirty. I wouldn't say it's too bad, this is just typical. Nothing crazy there. So I'm not going to replace that. Put this cover back on. The next thing I like to look at here is on the bar side. So cover off. So one thing that's always good to check is inside your cover here. It's always good to make sure that everything is clean inside of here and it's not too gunked up, because that'll make your saw work harder, and then also potential to clog your bar and chain oil outlet. And again, overall it just makes the saw run, it makes the saw work a little harder. So you get those 2 bolts, pop this off, and yeah, it's not too bad. It's a little dirty, but nothing crazy. I'd say that's actually pretty clean. Got some gunk in here. So you can see just from cutting, you're going to get some gunk and grime in there. It's always good to keep it as clean as possible. This isn't bad. So for me, I'm not going to spend the time right now to clean everything out. But after I use it, for a few more cuts, then I'll probably go ahead and take the whole thing apart and clean it out. So we'll throw this back on. Then before I tighten those down, I just like to make sure the chain feels like it's not getting hung up on anything. It feels pretty smooth and feels pretty good. And then also to check the tightness. This is actually a little tight here, so I'm going to loosen that up. Here it is. So before you tighten these all the way down, now is your chance to loosen it a little bit. Still too loose now. What the heck? I think that'll be pretty good there. Let's tighten these down. Pretty good. Alright, let's just give these a little extra snugness. You don't want these coming loose on you. Throw this back on here. And then come back to this side here. And you got to put, obviously, your cover back on. So to do that, you got to pull the chain brake out of the way. It's in there good. And you got to take your 2 bolts, or 4 bolts, if you have a saw that hasn't been used and abused. Throw them in there. Alright, so there you guys have it. That's how you fix a broken handle. It applies to chainsaws, it applies to weed whackers, leaf blowers, pretty much any small engine. You could do the same process there if your handle rips off.